All right, welcome back, everybody. Our candidates are ready. Please take your seats.
Community is different, and all their needs are going to be different too. So, building off of what Killer built with the Genesis Center, I think we can expand on that and work with Jim Stevenson, Ray Jones, and Andre Chabot in actually developing this and hosting more town halls frequently to see what the concerns actually are. Thanks.
Okay, we all know that the economy is suffering right now, but if I get elected in, the few things that I want to do, unlike the Wildrose who are promising you that they'll get you your jobs back, they can't make promises like that, number one. Things that are what I've done are proven. I've helped establish the Genesis Center. We've taken thousands of kids off the streets, and now today they're using their positive energy inside the sports facility rather than on the corners of the street. What I want to do is not only build more sports centers for the kids, but I also want to help the seniors and build seniors centers. Thank you.
And I would say that I've been hearing the same things that as my opponents have been hearing. Jobs are important to people. But we are working for jobs and economy, whereas our opponents will work for jobs and economy. We are working by investing venture capital into small businesses that create 2/3 of our jobs into the economy. On a personal level in this constituency, I'm meeting moms whose children are into drugs, whose children don't have anywhere to turn to, whose husbands are into drugs. Those moms need a social service system to take care of kids. Those moms need healthcare system to take care of their children. We need education systems so our children get educated. Our public education system is suffering. Our government put money back into the healthcare system, back into the education system. That helps everyone in this constituency because every mother I spoke to, their child goes to a public education system. And that's the kind of MLA I want to be. I want to help those mothers. I want to help those parents. And I agree with the idea of having more open houses, which we did have in Calgary McCall, and we're having one coming up forward as well. I want to have those open houses and talk to people about their concerns.
So I think this is probably the most asked question. So a version of this that says, and everybody answered, right? I got that right? Yeah, it's weird doing that kind of word. Previous to being the candidate for your party, what have you done for Calgary Greenway?
Well, I am a small business owner. From last time, I have talked to so many business owners that how to create more jobs. What we want to do, what I kept on working, we need to reduce the red tape, we need to the over-regulation from the government that plays the middleman to stop business, to bring some innovative ideas and put them into action. I work hard to reduce this. I can see a lot of people are getting into the small business, and I'll keep on doing so people can bring their innovative ideas and we can put it together, and I'll keep on doing that as a role of the government, as the MLA, will be helping those ideas to put it together so they can create more jobs and economy. These are, as I said before, these are the two main issues people are telling me, and I'll keep on working on that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I've done something, I don't live in Calgary Greenway, as you probably concluded, but I have done things to preserve your freedom to speak out freely without being quashed by political correctness. I have also been involved in founding a crisis pregnancy center to help women who are involved in desperate situations that need a way out other than aborting their child. And there are many, many, perhaps even over 1,000 children in Calgary and area because of that work. I have also helped break the media stranglehold against getting ideas into the public forum. Even this Monday, Mayor Nenshi threw me out of council for talking about the issues against secondary suites. And he threw me out because he doesn't want evidence contrary to their position. Thank you very much.
Well, as you already know, I'm not from the riding, and so I do want to take a different angle at this. I may not have done much for the riding, however, it has done a lot for me. And this is what I'm going to say, is it's completely opened my eyes. As some of you may know, I ran in Calgary Centre. The issues there were completely different. The issues here really hit home for me. And it opened my eyes in saying that, you know what, there is another part of Calgary here that are suffering from various issues, and maybe the people who may live in the centre should actually go out and get involved more and actually see what is out there in Calgary, because we can help out way more.
I'm going to try and do this fast, okay? All right, I'm the president. Things I've done in the Greenway. I live in the riding, and these are what I've done. I'm currently the president of Taradale Community Association, and I have been for the last 10 years. I was the vice president for the Genesis Center for 8 years. I'm a fitness coach at the Saddletown YMCA. I'm involved with a charity that supports orphans and widows in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uganda, and Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. I've been to the Canadian Winter Olympics in 2007, where I was there for 7 weeks, also representing Calgary Greenway there whilst I was there. I go in and out of prisons as a volunteer. I've been doing that for a number of years. I've also been in the Calgary Stampede for 6 or 7 times. So in terms of what I do for this community, I think no one can touch me. Thank you.
Me too, as most of our candidates here. I don't live in the riding, but that's for a personal reason. My husband, he has been undergoing treatment for cancer, so we needed to be closer to where my parents live, and that's the reason we bought a house in the Northwest. However, I have been working in the Northeast for the last 2.5 years, first through the radio station, where I got a chance to talk to a lot of constituents, living in Greenway, listening to their concerns, understanding their concerns, helping them with out-of-the-box solutions if I could, and I took that experience with me to the constituency office, where I interacted with a lot of people, including Calgary McCall, as well as Calgary Greenway. We had a lot of people come in through our doors from Calgary Greenway, who we never turned back. So that gave me an opportunity to get an insight on what the constituency concerns were, what people in Greenway wanted, and I worked with them as well, especially after the sad demise of Monique Buller, that there was no MLA in Calgary Greenway. Calgary McCall MLA office was the one that took in the constituents for Calgary Greenway. So I already have that personal experience with the constituents, so I'm ready to go the first day I'm elected.
I just want to say that, I've been involved in community as an appraiser, so helping our business partners, and also in the office of Mr. Buller, so I was very engaged with the casework and volunteered in his causes. So that's my involvement and my connection with the community for almost 8-9 years. Thank you.
Question number 6. When asked to vote in the legislature, are you supportive of constituency wishes and vote according to your constituents, or will you ignore the wishes of your community and vote party line?
Good question. And I always base it on you should be electing a person for their principles, not their party. The principles come first, otherwise you end up with this disgraceful situation. Justin Trudeau is now forcing liberals to vote pro-abortion, pro-euthanasia, pro-assisted suicide, violating the most fundamental held beliefs in their lives for a political position. This is wrong. So when you elect me, you'll be electing somebody that believes in the ethical principles of the Bible and nothing else. Those come first, the party would always come second, because what we're ending up with here now is a whirlpool, a cesspool down the drain. We've got to stop this. We have to restore individual conscience rights to MLAs to healthcare providers, to doctors, to nurses, and keep Alberta strong in values.
Well, I'm going to leave religion out of this one, and because I truly respect diversity. Whatever religion or whatever gender, whatever age, you got to respect that no matter what. We got to stop dividing people. It's just, we are. In terms of going across party lines or whatnot, if you guys take a look at my brochure or my flyer, whatever you want to call it, everything that's written there is actually written by myself. Nothing you see there is actually even in the Green Party policy. And that's because the leader understands that anyone who's running for the Greens, we're running as a candidate. We're representing ourselves. And that is what is truly important to politics, I think, is that we shouldn't have a party whip. We should be able to represent our own values. And you run for a party that you think aligns best with those values. So that's the way it should be. So if the constituents go against something that's part of the Green Party policies, then you know what, let's sit down, discuss, and then let's work together in forming what may be best for the community or the riding. So let's work together.
Okay, this is an easy question for me. The answer to it is the constituents. They will come first each and every time. I have no question about this. I've talked to the leader about the leader of the party about this, and he says, of course, the constituents will always come first. Luckily for us, our way of thinking, our way of character, our behaviors are also in line with the party as well. So thank you for that.
Having worked in an MLA's office, I understand the role of an MLA's office. The role of MLA is to represent the constituents. It is to represent the people who walk in the door. It is to represent your voice, be your voice in the legislature. So that's what I am going to be as well. For me, priority are the people who are walking into the doors of our office. Priority is their concerns. Priority is their needs. And that's what needs to be conveyed to the legislature. That's what needs to be conveyed to the decision table when those decisions are being made. So my job is a medium, is an educator, is to tell people that every decision that's being made at a provincial level or any other government level is affecting you and how it's affecting you, and interact with you and try to understand how it would impact you directly and take your concerns back to the legislature and go back and forth. That's the person I want to be. That's the representative that I want to be. A local representative here in Calgary Greenway.
Roop, if you want to be that representative, you should have commented more on the unethical appointment. But, I think it's very important to stay connected with the constituents. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who are going to be sending their representative to the legislature. Right? At the same time, it's also important to learn to your caucuses, listen to your caucus as well. However, as a middleman, as your representative, we have to have a balance that the party has to decide that how it can serve the constituents better. So I think the constituents it's very important to stay connected with them and educate them. Thank you.